Conference call. 4 days a year, the senior management at the world's most important publicly traded companies reach out to their investors, analysts, and interested observers. They explain where their company is now and where it's headed. These meetings used to be limited to a few investors and analysts, but today you can join these virtual meetings from your desk. Each day, we preview a selected company's report and let you know how to attend their meeting. Up today, the fourth quarter earnings report for Constellation Brands. Welcome, it's Thursday, March 29th, and this is Value Side. I'm your host, David Ravel. Constellation Brands. You may not be familiar with their corporate name, but it is likely that you are familiar with some of their retail beverages. The company is one of the largest producers and distributors of wine and spirits, not just in the United States, but internationally. Altogether, they have over 100 brands in their portfolio, including such popular names as Robert Mondavi and Clos du Bois wines, Corona, Modelo, and Pacifico beers, Black Velvet Canadian whiskey, and Svedka vodka. Since its founding back in 1945 by Marvin Sands, this has been a family-run business with strong ties to its upstate New York heritage. This company is a member of the Standard & Poor's 500 and may be the largest publicly traded, family-run business in the country. Today, Richard Sands is the chairman and Rob Sands the CEO of Constellation Brands. Although I do note that Rob Sands relinquished his president's title to Bill Newlands, perhaps to provide for some future management continuity. In any event, Rob remains as CEO, and the Sands are firmly in control of Constellation Brands. Now, strategically, this is a company that has grown primarily through acquisition and can almost be viewed as a holding company with a portfolio of wines and spirits. The Berkshire Hathaway of adult beverage, if you will. Their acquisition march began over 30 years ago when they acquired Manischewitz. That was followed by the purchase of BRL Hardy of Australia, Noblio Wines of New Zealand, and then the $1 billion purchase of Robert Mondavi Wines and the $1.4 billion purchase of Vincor International, Canada's largest wine company. Now, to help accomplish all this, Constellation spun off some of their less quality brands, including Paul Masson, Almondin Vineyards, and Inglenook Winery. And in perhaps their boldest move just 6 months ago, Constellation took a 9.9% interest in Canopy Growth, a Canadian producer of marijuana. This will enable Constellation to, quote, collaborate with Canopy to develop and market cannabis-based beverages that can be marketed as adult-use products in markets where and when such products are federally legal. All of this has been accomplished by pushing a fairly aggressive capital structure. At the end of last year, Constellation carried roughly $7.7 billion in long-term debt against just $6.9 billion in shareholder equity. As you know, I'm no great fan of substantial long-term debt. However, it could be argued that their stable of mature, well-recognized brands gives them a very secure income stream to support that debt. The Constellation Brands conference call is scheduled for 10:30 this morning. Go to cbrands.com, look for the investor button. In other earnings reports today, Cinex Corporation will hold their call at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Cinex is a provider of information technology supplies, a distributor of high-technology hardware, if you will. This $5 billion company is headquartered in Fremont, California, and to attend the conference call, go to Cinex.com, that's SYNNEX.com, and the button for the conference call is right on the front page. For those of you who were looking for the earnings report from Switch Incorporated, the data center provider, they have just moved that call back to Monday. Sometimes this happens when a key member of management can't make the meeting or they're having some difficulty assembling all the data. On very rare occasions, this may mean something more serious. But in this case of Switch, we'll assume just a glitch and we'll look forward to their call on Monday. Switch, incidentally, will be our featured company on Monday. Also up next week will be International Speedway's call on Tuesday, Ollie Bargain Stores on Wednesday, WD-40 on Thursday, and Monsanto on Friday. Our preview of their earnings call, all slated for those same days. And that brings you up to date on the earnings calls for today. We'll be back tomorrow to see how we did. This has been a copyrighted edition of Value Side, published before the opening of the New York Stock Exchange for Thursday, March 29th. Don't forget, you can hear Value Side on Google Music, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and now on YouTube. For all of us at Value Side, I'm David Ravel, hoping you have a great day.